Hey! We're a little rusty. So here we are, packing up our last box. We are Ellie and Lucas, and we are preparing for our move back to the US.
So today we wanted to talk about how we're moving all of our stuff back to the US and why we chose this method. But first we need to finish packing this box, and I'll also show you a bit of some clips we took of us tearing down our computers as well, if you haven't seen that on Ellie's channel already. Yeah, look at our kind of empty desk.
With a lot of stuff on it still. We're working on it.
Okay, box number 30, the last box, ideally, is taped up. It'll never open, and the DHL people will probably tell us that we taped it too much again.
But we left some of the sides, empty. They say that when it's taped too much, it, loses track on their, the little bar rolly things on their, conveyor belts, so it may, slip off. I've never known that was the case. My mom also, heavily tapes boxes when she sends them to me.
Yes, she does.
So, I don't know. We do our best. We leave them some spaces where it still has some grip.
Yeah.
It's hard because, we've also made our own boxes because we used to buy some from Helvig, but they were, really thin, and when they were arriving, they were, torn corners. So we've gone to making our own boxes out of, old bicycle boxes because they're thicker. And they seem to have been arriving, and the issue is when you do this, you have to be much heavier use on the tape because you need to make sure all the seams are, intact.
Yeah.
So I like doing it this way, plus those boxes were also free. Compared to the cheaper, thinner ones, or the more expensive, thinner ones.
Yeah, that's true. And so you've been, keeping notes of every box, right?
Yeah, I have a document where I, write down, the number of the box, the items that's in it, the tracking number, the weight, the price that we, paid for it, and then where it is, in shipment. And so far, as of this morning, I can tell you that out of 31 boxes, we had some mislabeling at some point. So we have a total of 31 boxes, this one included. And three of those are still in Germany. So we've had 28 of them are in the US. 3 of those are not accounted, 3 of those are in New York going through customs and stuff, but the rest of them have all arrived. So that means that 25 of them have arrived so far. So that's really good.
Yeah.
So at the end of this, we'll have paid 2,400 euros to ship everything back. And so far, we also haven't had any extra customs that we've had to pay. And which has also been really nice. I mean, I don't really feel like we should have customs, right? Because this is our personal belongings.
Right.
But I have little control over customs.
Yeah, so the reason that we've been shipping everything home from Germany to the USA using DHL Post is because...
And UPS.
And UPS, three
boxes,
times.
I think.
Is because when we originally moved to Germany almost 4 years ago, yeah, it's been that long, we used a dedicated kind of moving company who picked up all of our stuff, put it on, a big shipping boat and got it to us. It went through like the Netherlands and customs and then was driven to us, and it came at like 11 at night when we were like ready to go to bed.
It took 3 months to get to us, which, I mean, okay, 3 months is not a long time, right? But like for us, we were sitting here with like none of our personal items and we're like, oh.
Yeah, and we shipped everything from like our last apartment in the US like a month or maybe a couple of weeks before we left. So like we got here with a lot of time to wait. And so like I was just using like one of my older laptops, and what were you
think maybe I just had a tablet.
Just an iPad? Yeah, so there's a lot of waiting, and then like worse, and this isn't anyone's fault, but then they quoted us at like $2,000, and then after going through like the customs and the port fees and all that stuff, it then costed like another $2,000. So we ended up paying like $4,000 for the whole moving thing, and this time we didn't want there to be guessing. We just wanted to be like, this is how much it is.
And we paid that much money for like 10 boxes. So like 10 boxes of this size and one bike. And that was basically it. And that is really expensive because now we've sent like 30 boxes for like the same price.
Yeah. So. Effectively like 3 times the amount of stuff for pretty much half, right? So.
But the shipping companies also have like a quota. So like, regardless of how small your shipment is, there's this minimum that they always charge you.
Yeah.
Which...
And so we did like look into moving companies again going back, and there was one company that we almost were going to go with because they seemed like they'd be pretty affordable. And then after doing some testing, we realized that the size of the container they were going to give us for that price was never going to be enough. Even though we thought it was at the time, there's no way. And who knows how much more we would have had to spend. Some of the other companies were even quoting us at 4,000 to 6,000 euros from the beginning. So
it was really expensive. So then we started looking up like different shipping companies. So like FedEx, UPS, and DHL were some of them. I've also found out that United Cargo, so like the airplane company United, does like a door-to-door like cargo thing. Never really calculated the price though for that because I don't know, it just seemed... I don't know. But FedEx for us was the most expensive, so we didn't choose to ship with them. UPS we've used for boxes that like are outside the minimum restrictions for a DHL, so UPS is slightly more expensive than DHL for us, but like we've had like snowboards which are over 120 centimeters long. Yeah. We've had some other things that I don't remember off the top of my head.
You said my desktop.
Yeah, so like we've chosen to send like longer things. And also like Lucas's desktop computer, so like the most important and like thing that should be handled very carefully. We chose to ship through UPS because those things typically get there in about a week because they're like expressed, and that way it would go through less hands, be less likely to be dropped, and that type of stuff. So
ideally not get stuck anywhere.
Yeah.
As easily and stuff like that.
But then the rest of the stuff we've chose to send through not UPS.
DHL.
The rest of the stuff we've sent with DHL. And you also have to look to like make sure which box size is like appropriate for you because you can have up to 10 kilograms of a box, 20 kilograms, which is what we normally send, and 31 kilograms. And like the price per kilogram gets better like with the more stuff you have. But just like carrying 30 kilos is just ridiculous, especially for like your mom who's like carrying it. Like I don't even feel like I can carry those.
So we've been shipping all of our stuff to my mom's house, but she's been putting all of the boxes into her bedroom, which is a fairly big size bedroom, but it sounds like she's really running out of space. So when we finally get back, we'll be spending our first weekend moving everything from her house to our apartment and freeing up some of her house. But thanks, Mom, for being our storage container. Yeah.
We feel a bit bad about it. We're also really thankful that she lets us do that. But this last box, so most of our boxes have been 20 kilograms, which is still heavy, don't get me wrong. But like this last box, we're just already over. So we decided to go with the most expensive and the most kilogram boxes. So this is a 31 kilogram box. But it's also the last one that we'll ship, so we just kind of threw the rest of the stuff in it, and yeah.
But otherwise, we just wanted today's video to be kind of short, tell you how we've kind of been doing this and why, because you can find tons of stuff online, but it's always hard to find like consistent ideas, and since times are always changing and all that stuff.
So here's 2 experienced people who've told you how we've moved.
Yeah.
If it helps you, great. If not, I'm sorry, great.
Okay, we will see you guys next week, probably.
Yeah, we're like super excited for our last videos because we really will miss Essen, right? And so we're going to like take some videos of some places that we like around the city, like that were our favorite. Yeah, so see if your favorite places are in there.
Okay, bye-bye.